Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted, the Speed Learner. I am glad that we are all here tonight. I'll first start by saying that I really felt bad. I have to say, I really felt bad for the last 4 or 5 weeks while I was taking this PTCB class. And if you don't know what that is, that's the Pharmacy Technician Certification Board class. Okay, and I took this class, and while I was taking the class, I had to study so hard, I just didn't have time to get on here and do anything. And that was like leaving you in a lurch, like, oh my gosh, he can't be here. Well, that's over. That's finally over. Thank heavens for that. Don't have to do that again. Okay. Right now, I am what you would call a mini vacation. I got about 3 or 4 days. The managers granted me about 3 or 4 days to actually do some real hard study. Hello there, ILRSNC. Hello, and welcome. And for anybody who does join this live stream, I'd like for you to tell me who you are, because I have no clue as to who you are. But I just wanted to let you guys know right off the bat that these 3 or 4 days are going to be spent not only studying for the PTCB test, but also to finish writing my Kindle book called PTCB on a Budget. Much of it's written. I'm going to write the last bits of it while I'm on this mini vacation. It's going to be done, and there you go. So that's the plan. I'm hoping in the next week or two I'll be able to get back on a more regular schedule, get up on the air, tell you guys some stuff, whatever. I know there's been some videos both from Crazy Josh Cravey and Survival on a Budget Made Easy. They want me to review them. I'd be more than happy to do so now that this is over with, okay? Just give me a few days to do what I need to do, and I'll get back to that. So it's not like I'm not going to get back to this. It's just I got to do some of this studying and get this stuff done. So anyway, why am I doing this? Okay, this is kind of an impromptu thing, and there is a good reason why I'm doing this, believe it or not. Anyway, I got some comments the last few days. I'm hoping I can find them all. Go back here a little bit. I'm glad you're very patient on this, because I've gotten a lot of notifications since then, and I'm hoping I can just scroll back down through it. Okay. Well, the first person that commented on me was Phil Agape. Okay, he did a lot of commenting. And I will grant him the following things. 1, he did spell check everything. 2, he grammar checked everything. 3, he did not use expletives. 4, he did not refer to me in the third person. That's very nice. I don't usually get that, but this time I did. Well, that's good. His failure was in observation skills. Okay, this is where he failed. All right, and that is what we're going to be addressing tonight. Okay. All right. I had made a comment to somebody by the name of Django 1629. And that is when Phil Agape came in. And I don't know if he's going to be here tonight. I hope he is, because I invited him, but we'll see. This is where he came in, and he said, now this is involving a video that it was a video response I actually made to a lady. Her handle on YouTube is Faraway Distance. And I don't know whether how many people actually watched it or not, but I actually made a response to this. And that is when Django 1629 made the following response. He says, some people ramble. She points it out herself for one, and if you're going to critique someone's video, watch the entire thing, because maybe she told you who started it or what the motivation behind it was. Also, it's not hard to do a quick Google search yourself. It's not her job to tell you everything about it. She tells you something about it. If it's enough to pique your interest, it's your job to go and do the work and research yourself. This response is wrong, and I'm going to prove it, okay? Because I actually wrote this person back. And I said, I've received lots of responses to my response to Faraway Distances video. Because remember, she did a video, I actually responded to her video, and I started getting responses from people who watched my response to her. Okay. Many people today don't have as long of an attention span as you appear to have, when I was replied to Django. But I wonder if you watched my entire video. I can see from the analytics of my video that it's highly unlikely that you did watch every second of my response video. Otherwise, you might have attempted to answer some of the questions that I asked in the video. By the way, ask any college professor about rambling during a formal presentation. They may have a few things to say about that on a topic, okay? When you are trying to get people to actually donate to your charity, you need to run a formalized response, okay? You need to make a formal presentation. This is not what Faraway Distance did. She has to realize that people today just don't have a whole lot of time to listen to an entire presentation. And she needs to make sure that she formulate her video in a way that gets her point across as quickly as possible, so that they can then, therefore, you get the picture. And if you don't get the picture, I'll define it for you. That'll be no problem. But anyway, I said if I wanted to do a Google search, I wouldn't have bothered to upload my response video. And why should I? It's not my charity, it's her charity. Can't she make a formal presentation? Apparently not. I've uploaded many formal presentations on my YouTube channel, and I welcome this Django to look for himself. It is her job, not mine, to look everything up. She needs to look it up. She needs to make a formal presentation to let us know in a formal way what charity she wants us to donate to, in the hopes that we'll actually donate. That's her job, not mine. Okay? It is her job to tell me everything I want to know if she wants me to donate to her charity. That is absolutely true. It demonstrates how enthusiastic she is to obtain my donation. The more details she gives to me, the more likely I'll be wanting to donate to her. I wouldn't ask people to donate to my charity unless I was willing to go to the great effort to tell them everything about my charity. If you don't believe me, talk to Jerry Lewis. I know Jerry Lewis has now passed away, but if you looked at any one of his telethons, you would get what I'm trying to say. Okay, Crazy Josh Cravey says, hello, and good evening. Long time no see, old chap. Can't wait to hear the updates. Well, they're coming, okay? So anyway, but this is my response to, let's see here, Phil Agape, okay? So after I made this response to Django, Phil Agape comes to my channel, and he says the following. Maybe she's never heard of you or doesn't care at all about anything you have to say and won't get into this irrelevant little gutter with you, which would make her the better person. No, it doesn't make her the better person. She wants my donation. She has to give me a good reason to give her that donation. I work for my money. I work hard for that money. So for her to ask people, including myself, to make a donation to her, she needs to give us a darn good reason to do that. And she needs to make a formal presentation so we know exactly what we're donating to. So that whole statement's completely incorrect and very unobservant and very undereducated. That is exactly what it is. That is one of the most uneducated responses I've ever heard in my life. You may have a good spell checker. You may have a good grammar checker. You may be prim and proper not to use expletives or even to refer to me in the third person. That's nice. But what you just said there is totally uneducated and wrong, period. If you don't believe me, you can talk. You can actually watch all the Jerry Lewis telethons and you'll get it. But if you don't, that's your problem. Anyway, so I responded back to Phil Agape and I said, I'm going to grant you your wish. Okay. There was more to this. Apparently, he deleted a couple of his comments. Let me go over to my mail and see if I can pull that up. Apparently, he deleted a couple of his comments. Because I had made a response to him. Let's see. Okay. First, Phil Agape said to me, since you have no problem criticizing the presentation of another video, I assume you'll respect me saying your presentation is obnoxious and petty. I think I actually asked him to clarify that, and he really did not. Let's see. Let's go back here, and the next thing he said. Speed learner, if you were speaking to her face to face, would you say things like, okay, is this ever going to come to a stop? Can you get to the point and let's move on to a little bit? Does this thing ever end? If you said those things to her face and I were there, I would get into your face and tell you to stop being so rude to a sister in Christ. And if you wouldn't talk like that in her presence, how much worse is it to tell other people that about her publicity? Or about her publicly, especially since, as you said, it's not about content, but a less important aspect. Was your point worth backbiting her? Okay, first of all, that response is so full of errors. I can't even begin to tell you how bad those errors actually are. Okay, let's go back to the original video that I did. Because we'll have to go back. All right, hang on. Because I got to play it for you because obviously we got to talk about this. Okay. Now, let's hold on. Oh, yes.
Guys, this video response is going to go to far away distance, and that's because you are
okay, hold on. All right. In just a moment, I'm going to play a clip from my original video to show you how erroneous Phil Agape is. I want you to see this. Okay. I hope you can hear this.
going to go to far away. This video response response is going to go to far away distance, and that's because you uploaded a video entitled, "I've been waiting 2 years to share this." Well, I'm glad that you're finally able to share whatever you're sharing here. I watched your time. Well, let's just say I watched the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds of your video.
Now, the first thing I told her in my response was that I watched the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds of her video. Her video was like 8 or 9 minutes long. Okay. I watched the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds of her video. Now, the first things that she should have thought of. Now, remember, I actually contacted her and told her that I made this video response. That's the first thing. You're saying that I was talking behind her back. No, I actually did not. The first person that actually watched the video that I was responding, the first person that watched my response video to her was her, because I sent her a link and said, I want you to see this. So I am not talking behind her back. I actually talked to her through this video. Just because other people watched it as well does not mean that I didn't talk to her. Secondly, her video that I responded to was a public video. It was not a private video. It was a public video. And she was responding to a whole bunch of people. Why can't I respond back in the same public forum? That's ridiculous. That's absurd. And there is your stupid. That's the first stupid thing. But that's not the end of it. But anyway, so first thing that should have come to her mind, yes, I watched her video. I watched a whole 5 minutes of her video, which is a compliment, because if you'd have seen the kind of rambling she did in her video, a lot of people, I would presume, turned it off. Okay, right off the bat, about a minute or two, they just turned it off. I know when I do ramblings on my video, a lot of times people will turn my video off because I'm rambling and not getting straight to the point. Only in the videos that I get straight to the point to do they actually respond better. Okay, I tend to ramble too, but I tend to ramble on things that I don't really care that much about. When I really care about something, I don't ramble at all. You know that. Okay, compare some of my formal presentations to what she did, and you'll get it. So her rambling is just simply wrong. All right. So that's the first thing. All right. If you're going to make a formal presentation and introduce it to YouTube world, you have to accept healthy criticism. What is this guy trying to protect her from? Healthy criticism? Really? Real friends will tell you the truth about your videos. And sometimes it's ugly, and I understand that. I've had people tell me the real truth about my videos. So I know what's going on there. But the thing is, like I said, I'm being honest with her. Yes, I watched 5 minutes of her video, which is a compliment to her. She should know. She should think, oh my gosh, she actually took the time to actually watch the thing, to evaluate it. I didn't just watch it. I actually evaluated the video before I made my response to it. Okay. Now, the next thing I said is the critical point.
It was a little over 7 minutes long. After about the first 5 minutes and 30 seconds, like, okay, is this ever going to come to a stop? But anyway,
now, what I actually said in the video was that as I was watching her video, before I actually thought about responding to her, I was letting her know the thoughts that were going off in my head. Okay, I wasn't trying to say that to her right off the bat. I was just trying to say the things I was thinking as I was watching your video was, is this ever going to stop? Is this ever going to come to an end? Are you going to make it more formal and give me the information I'm needing before I make a big old donation to you? See what I mean? I was letting her know what was going on in my mind as I was watching her video. That meant I was very attentive to her video. I watched a lot of it. At a certain point, I just couldn't take it anymore. I just finally said that enough's enough. And if she wants to talk to me back, that is fine. I was fully expecting her to make a response video to me. so that I could then further communicate with her. I was actually starting a communication. I was actually starting a conversation. Okay, that was the whole point of a video response, is to start a conversation. And if you hear something like that, the first thing she should have done, as I would have done, was look at the analytics of the video that I posted. She should have taken a look at the analytics of the video she posted and see how long people were actually watching her video, and seeing why she wasn't getting as many donations as she probably should have. Then she could have said, you know what, maybe Ted has a point. Maybe I could ask you to be more specific. What is the things that I said that caused him to want to turn it off? Because I certainly don't want my audience to turn my video off. See what I mean? That's what she should have been thinking to herself. So, when you make a presentation about a charity and you... Okay. Crazy Josh Cravey says, unfortunately, I can't stay. I need to go to bed for work early tomorrow. I will listen to this as soon as I can. Have a good night. You have a good night as well, and I will see you soon. But anyway, like I was saying, when she saw my response, the first thing she should have done was gone to the YouTube analytics and see how successful her video was. And if it wasn't being very successful, and she was noticing she wasn't getting a lot of donations, she should have immediately asked me, what was it specifically that you saw in my video that was causing you to want to turn it off? Because I don't want to annoy people. I want their donations. And I could have been more formal, and I could have made a better presentation. That's not what happened. Instead, people like, what's his name again? Phil Agape comes to her rescue. She doesn't need a rescue. If she wants to say something to me, let her say it to me. I want to hear it. Okay? As a matter of fact, in the same way that I responded to her is the same way I am now responding to Phil Agape. That's right. In the same way as I responded to her, I am now responding to Phil Agape. And I want to give Phil Agape a chance to respond. That's why I sent you a note earlier today saying I was going to do this live stream. So, and that's some of the problems you've had. You're just not being very observant, and you're not doing what should have been done, was to evaluate what was going on with the video, and maybe it was a chance for her to improve her presentation, because if she wants donations, she needs to improve her presentation. That's just a given. You want people's money, you have to work for it. And what you said, just it's totally ignorant. Okay? Would I have said that to her face if I was face to face with her? Okay, well, here's the answer. The answer is I would have gone up to her if it had been face to face, and I would have said, first of all, that's a very interesting presentation. I see you want to get donations for your charity. I would like to say, however, that what I was thinking while I was watching your presentation live in person was that you were taking too long to express what you were trying to do. And if you're going to get in my face for that, you're wrong, period. Okay, you don't get assertive like that, because if you get assertive like that, that can lead to problems, legal problems. Okay, you have no idea how fast you can end up in legal problems for doing something like that. So don't do that. That's a big no-no. Shame. Don't ever do that. Okay, that she doesn't need your defense. She needs to hear the truth if she's willing to listen. If she's not, well, then that's her problem. But I assure you, when somebody wants to give you money, they want to know what they're giving their money to. And she needs to make a far more formal presentation in order to get that money. So you are actually in total and complete error. Absolutely wrong. You ask anyone who has tried hard to get charity money, and you'll find out that I'm right, you're wrong. Period. So for your lack of observation skills, I give you an F minus. And if you want to debate that, go right ahead. I'll put another live stream on here. We'll just go at it. We'll just debate it all you want. So anyway, that ends that one. Man. Now the next one, hope I can find it, had to do with the success of my channel. I hope the person didn't take the comment down, because it really becomes very difficult for me to find comments when they take them down and I can't locate them, and then I can't really respond. Well, I'm not sure an exact order this is in. It's from a guy named iNetDude. Not sure what exactly he was responding to first. First of all, he was responding from I had first responded to a guy named Phantom Roll Productions, and he had asked me what the world my response was to Tommy BNSF. And he said I asked too many questions. I'm like, no, I may not have asked enough. I don't know. I told him that I thanked him for watching my videos and replying to me. I had actually told him that I actually sent this video response to him to let him know that I actually posted a response to his video. That was Tommy BNSF. I was saying that perhaps someday that Tommy BNSF might actually answer me. I told this Phantom Roll Production that he's welcome to try to answer the questions. And then iNetDude had made some kind of response, and when I saw it, I said, I've had people reply to my videos after 7 years. Probably saying that I'd never get a response from Tommy BNSF. But the thing is, I've had people wait 7-8 years to respond to some of my videos. So we never know if somebody's actually going to respond or what they'll actually say. So I said, never doubt my talents. And so what was his response to me? What talents? I'm laughing. Who? Barely anybody. You're just using the bare minimum here. I'm like, really? Then he goes on. Let me see if I can find it here. I mean, this guy just went on and on and on about how successful I was not. Like, okay, yeah, no, I'm more successful than you know. All right. Oh, and then he told me to shut up. He told me to get a life. He said nobody cared about my responses, that I asked too many trivial questions. He tells me that I should have credentials to be doing what I'm doing, and that's ridiculous. It says, it seems like you don't. Well, you really don't know me very well. Considering that your channel is pretty small and you've tried so hard, even uploading 4,000 videos, such a try hard. Then he starts referring to me in the third person. That just immediately discredited him. Then he says, Speed Learner, it's obnoxious because you keep asking so many trivia questions, and it's petty because, well, the definition of petty is trivial. He also says, perhaps someday he will answer my question. It's been 3 years. He's not going to answer your questions. If he does, it'll be quite a miracle, but he most likely won't. Like, you don't know that. And then he replies to my video on Jeff Bliss and says, Speed Learner now, that just sounds like confirmation bias. Then he responds, he says, I already took care of that one. Then he says to me that my accomplishments aren't monumental considering you only have 2,000 subscribers. Many larger YouTubes have way more, so you're just a grain of sand. This guy would not know channel growth if it hit him in the head. Sorry, he just doesn't. The mere fact of the matter is, if you guys went through the 12 years of videos I've done, ever since I went through the beginning, when I started this, I used RealPlayer to process my videos in the lowest possible format you could ever think of. I mean, the videos are grainy and the sound is terrible. But the thing is that the video itself is there's information in there, valuable information that people can learn from. Okay, so there you go. So I actually got people to watch that stuff. That's a success in itself. I know a lot of YouTubers right now that would love to have 1 million minutes of watch time, 1 million views. That's right. I accomplished both. I not only have accumulated in the last 12 years 1 million minutes of watch time and 1 million views. That's monumental. But there are a lot of YouTubers out there, and I mean a lot, that would love to have 2,000 plus subscribers at this very moment. And they don't. And they're struggling hard to get that many. So don't say I didn't accomplish anything, because I did. I managed to get 2,000 subscribers, 1 million minutes of watch time, and 1 million views. I ain't complaining. It's all about your view of accomplishment. No, I may not be the biggest YouTuber out there, and I probably never will be, because I knew from the beginning that I would be the public broadcasting service of Decatur. That's what I would end up being. I wasn't looking to be that successful. I just wanted to be somewhat of a success. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of people, when they hear that I've got that much going on my end, they're like, wow, it stuns them. And it should. So I don't know what your definition of success is, but I'm pretty successful. I have gotten people to watch videos that I didn't think they'd even watch, but they did. Would I ever take the time to upgrade all that stuff if I got my partnership back? You betcha. I'd upgrade it. So before you don't call me a success, you better reassess what you define as success. I got them to watch. I promise you. That's primarily why I came on this channel tonight, was to address both of these things. It's like, wow. a lot of these comments were incredibly stupid. They may have been well spell checked. They may have been grammar checked. They may have not had expletives. I know that iNetDude was talking to me in the third person. As soon as he did that, that just wiped his argument out off the map. You do not talk to somebody in the third person. You just don't. So, there you go. Both of these people were flat out wrong about my channel. They were wrong about me. And I dismiss everything they said. The end. And that's why I made this live stream tonight, is just to explain all this and say, you know what? And this was all being sent to me while I was studying for this PTCB test. There you go. But that's why I made this presentation tonight. The next time I make a presentation, it's going to be biblical in nature. And I'm going to present some information you've never heard of before. And we'll get into that. But before I go tonight, I wanted to first of all tell you that I had a wonderful time in Warrensburg. I'm sorry about the editing. There were people, when you see the cutoff, you're going to see there were people, that I cut off of the video because they were so close to my camera. I didn't want them in my video. I just didn't. But the pre-show, there was actually 3 fireworks shows going off at the same time when I first got over there. Then the real show began, and I think so if you want to skip through some of that first part of the pre-show, you'll get to see the real video. Now, the thing was that we thought that there was going to be a spectacular finish to the whole thing. It never came to fruition. It was just a wonderful fireworks show, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I would encourage everybody next year to go to Warrensburg and attend the fireworks show. Tuesday, that's 2 days from now, I will be going to Springfield to videotape the Bicentennial Park. I had promised this since 2018. Now I'm going to get the chance to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I will be doing that. Beyond that, whatever I put up here is going to be put up here. But right now, I'm focusing on PTCB on a budget, and I want to get that done. And there's some other things I'd like to get done as well. So do keep in mind that I will be responding to Crazy Josh Cravey and to Survival on a Budget Made Easy really, really soon. Hopefully sooner than you think. I'd like to see how fast I can get this book done and study and be ready to go. All right. Well, I thank you guys for watching this impromptu presentation. I was really hoping that that one guy would come back, the one that was complaining about my faraway distance video. I was kind of hoping he'd come here and he would come face to face because he wants to talk to me face to face. Let's do it right here. And if he wants to schedule a live stream, please do. I would love to hear from him. But that's up to him. The other one, the iNetDude, if he wants to boogie on by, let it boogie on by. I won't miss it. Whew. Anyway, now you know what's going on. I wanted to thank you guys very much for watching this presentation. I will try to do a live stream soon, and I will present that Bible stuff with you and show you some of the things that I've been learning. All right. So I want to thank you very much for tuning in. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned.